If you click this video, it means that you are having problems making profits in the market. And after trading for 5 years, this is what I can tell you that might be able to help you guys in order for you to start making profits at least a little bit better, right? The first thing that I have to tell you is that having targets is, let's say, it's bad, but I prefer that you have a system rather than having a target, right? So let me explain. Have you ever watched solo leveling? Right. So if you have a system, it's easier for you to face each and every situation that comes your way, to counter it, to overcome it at each and every stage, and keep on going, keep on growing. Even if you are facing challenges, even if you are blowing your accounts, even if you are whatever the challenge that you are facing, even if you are blowing accounts, you are losing trades, always find a way that you can keep on getting stronger and stronger, right? So why do I prefer that you have systems rather than having targets, right? So having targets is overall in the long run going to have a counter effect, right? You are going to keep on losing rather than you having to win, right? So let me give you a few reasons that why I think having targets is one of the things that is causing you to be unprofitable or not to make profits in the market, right? So first of all, when you've got a target, right? Let's say it's a daily target, for example, right? Let's say you've got a target of maybe, let's say, reaching $50 each and every day, right? So what this does to your mind is that even if there's no setup that day, you are still going to be looking for setups, right? And let's say you have even made the profit of $30, right? You still want to make that profit of what? That profit of $50 that target that you have set for yourself. Rather, this is going to affect your trading, because even if there's no setup, there's no setup. There's no need for you uh, to keep on trading that day because there is no setup. So why are you trading, right? So this is going to affect your trading, right? And let's say you don't reach that $50, you're so like you are just going to look at yourself as if you're a failure. Though even if whatever you're doing is correct, let's say you didn't take a trade because there was no setup, instead of celebrating that you didn't have form or anything like that, you're actually beating yourself up because you think that I didn't reach my target, I didn't reach my target today, this week, or whatever. Rather, you should be celebrating that you didn't do something that is wrong by entering when there's no setup or anything like that. Of course, you may have FOMO and enter and make profits, but is that going to be beneficial to you in the long run? Right? I don't think so. Right? So that's why I think that having systems is actually is actually going to help you in the long run. Right? So what are the advantages of having systems? Right? Systems are stress-free. Right? So the first advantage of having a system is that you don't have to beat yourself up if you don't get an entry, if you don't get a setup. Right? So systems, others like to call it a mechanical system when it's related to trading. Right? So having a system is, or having a plan. Say I enter when market does this and that. Right? I enter using this lot size or this percentage of a lot size, right? So that you don't have to keep on making those decisions over and over again, right? So if my account is $100 account, right, I'm going to be entering a lot size that is going to, let's say, if it depends on the pair that you're trading, right? I'm going to use 0.05 lot for every $100 in my account, right? I'm going to use such and such a lot for every $50 or for every $100 account, right? So if you have a system, you're going to need like results that you can backtest, that you can analyze and see which are the best conditions for you to enter, right? So you're going to have a system for the lot size that you're going to be using, even the time that you're going to be trading. I only trade New York session, Japanese, Asian session, London session. You're going to have a set of rules for each and every situation. If the market does this and that, why I'm in a trade, I exit the trade. If there's news, I trade, I don't trade. You have a system so that it's easier for you to track what your progress, right? And it's easier for you to to know what you're supposed to do at each and every time, right? So there's no stress that you're thinking, what should I do? Should I enter using this lot size? Should I enter using that? It's already fixed in place already, right? Even if you don't hit your target, you are not stressed because you don't have a target, first of all, right? But even if you don't make money or you don't take a trade, right, you're not going to be beating yourself up, because if you have already followed the set of rules that you have set for yourself, it's going to be beneficial for you in the long run. So having systems is going to be stress-free for you, right? The second reason that having a system is going to be beneficial is that it's continuous, right? It's becomes second nature, it becomes a habit, right? So let's say you want to have a target of losing weight, right? So let's say you want to lose 5 kgs, right? So as for me, as you can see, I'm not fat, right? Let's say you want to lose 5 kgs, right? So having a target, you're just saying I want to lose 5 kgs, right? And when you lose that 5 kgs, you can forget about exercising or running, whatever it was that you've been doing, right? And you let it go. You eventually get back, right? So let's say get back, or you eventually gain that 5 kgs again because you're just celebrating that you reached your target and that's over. That's so like the time that you stop, right? But rather, if you want to lose weight, right, you should rather say every morning I exercise for such and such, I run such and such kilometers, I do such and such press ups, I do such and such exercises each and every day, right? Eventually, you're going to see that you're going to lose a certain amount of weight continuously, and you're going to keep up that healthy lifestyle rather than just having a target that ends within a specified period of time. So let's say specified, but rather having a target that's going to be expire, right? So having target so like expires, right? It's not permanent. Having a target is temporary, rather than having systems. Systems are permanent and it creates lifelong habits, right? So if you've got a habit, let's say you wake up, wherever you wake up, you make your bed. It's so like a habit that is inbuilt in you, right? So if you create systems, it's going to be second nature to you. You are going to know exactly what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, right? So hence, it's a permanent habit that is stress-free, and it is eventually going to help you make profits, right? So you have a system, right? So how do you create a system? Also, I'm just going to be touching that on that a little bit, right? So because a system is all comes down to you to create your own system. The third reason why having systems is actually beneficial is that when you have a system, right, systems always work, either you are motivated or not, right? So let's say you lose a trade, right? If you have a target, you just if you just have a target, you're going to say, "Oh, I didn't hit my target," right? But when you have a system, even if you lose a trade, right, you're going to be saying, oh, what can I adjust so that this doesn't happen again, right? And you're also proud of yourself because it's not that you're completely wrong, but it's just that that setup didn't work out, right? So it's easier for you to accept losses, right? So you're not going to be unmotivated for a longer period of time because you know that you had followed all the rules, you know that you had followed each and every setup, each and every system that you had put in place, right? And you're also the negative feedback that you get, you're going to be seeing how you can actually which mistakes that you had made that you had not yet incorporated into your system, what can help you so like navigate through that challenge that you had faced, right? And you also add it on your system, right? So that you don't make that mistake again next time. Rather, when you just have a target, if you lose a trade, you're just saying, I lost this trade. I'm going to be making more next on the next trade. You're just thinking about the next trade rather than fixing the problem that is at the end. You are more focused on the next trade and you don't even know what's going to be happening in the next trade. You might lose again because of the same mistake that you made previously. So you have a system or a mechanical system that guides you in each and every plan that you do, right? So how do you create a system? What should you do in order for you to start creating a system, right? So first of all, start by journaling your trades. Even if you are trading on demo, right, start by journaling your trades, right? So you're going to be journaling your trades and you see that when I have an account size of this much, right, the best slot size that I can use so that I'm not that emotional, so that I'm not so like the should I say what the best lot size for you to so that you trade unstressed. You are not stressed. You are not worried about if the trade loses or wins. You are which slot size should I use? Right. So if it's for every $100, if you are using a lot size of 0.05, then that's it. Right. Record the trades. Record the best times that you check trades. Right. So like every time there's a certain time that there's trades that if you are trading currencies, let's say the New York session is what way works best for you, or if it's the London session, right? Keep that, just have a trading journal so that you record each and everything that so like works in your favor, right? And then you combine all those habits, right? And also the negative habits, so like the bad habits, right? record each and everything so that you know what to avoid also, right? If you feel that you're over trading or you entered too many trades even after losing a trade, then you can put a system. Let's say if I lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, right, consecutively, I'm no longer trading that day, that week, whatever, right? So because as for me, I know that if I lose 2 trades, third one is likely that I'm also going to lose it, right? The fourth I'm not even going to mention, right? So if I lose 2 trades, 2 to 3 trades, then that's it. Then I go relax, I do whatever I'm doing, right? Or even if I'm just looking at the market, then that's it. But I'm no longer going to be taking a setup, even if I see that it's going to, even if I see a setup that is so like what, that is so like valuable, right? So like that I think that is going to work, but I'm no longer trading for that day, right? And I move on to the next thing. So you have a system, you have to analyze yourself, how you take trades each and every time, so that you'll be able to create a system that works best for you, right? And yeah, just do it. Just start having a system. You can start by, even if there are things that you already know that you're not supposed to do, or you're supposed to do, and all that, right? So start by doing those, right? While you create your ultimate plan, while you create your ultimate system. As for me, I'm still creating my own. It's never. That's why I said in the beginning. Even if you've watched solo leveling, in each and every situation, you're going to keep on growing, because you never be fully there. Rather, you keep on improving from wherever you left off, right? So yeah, I think that's it. Remember, you're the bridge. Remember, you're the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.